Hey guys, welcome back. Jason here. I just wanted to go over my hunt on Saturday. It was, for me at least, opening day bow season, and had a really great time. It was good just to get back out there. So I was hunting in a ladder stand that's been up for probably 10 years now. Aluminum ladder stand, nice quality old school stand. So just kind of getting back into the swing of things. It's early in the season yet, and probably got into the woods too early, but at the same time, the earlier the better. And probably was in the tree stand around 3 o'clock, and just putting in seat time. And so probably 5:30 or so, I saw a doe and two yearlings, I'm gonna call them. And so they are probably like the 8-month-year-old range, whereas like the fawns right now are probably 3 or 4 months old, would be my guess. So I'm hunting in a hedgerow, and in that hedgerow is a stream the length of the hedgerow, and the hedgerow is located in between two pastures. So I'm kind of facing the end of one of the pastures, and so they actually came right towards me from my left, and I can't see where they came from or really them at all until they're right up on top of me. And so they turned and they head farther left, crossing the pasture, heading to like there's a cornfield up above that, and I'm kind of like down in like a V along the stream bed. And so they ended up going up to that field. That shot was, out of the question. It's probably 65-70 yards obstructed, and that's also not a target I would take this time of the year anyway, with the two yearlings still maybe not nursing, but receiving guidance from the mom. This is not a target that I'm interested in. And then they ended up coming back from the cornfield and headed back the way they came originally. Sunsets around 7:22. Legal shooting time is a half hour beyond that, with last light like 7:45, something like that. So around probably 6:30, same situation where deer walking up to my left towards me from a corner that I can't see, but this was in the other pasture. And about 10 yards out in front of me is a crossing between the two pastures that the horses use. And this deer came up there and got to that point and was going down the crossing, and it was probably a 4-point buck. It was hard to tell, and as soon as I identified it as a small-bodied, small-antlered buck, I immediately decided that wasn't a target I was interested in. And I had my phone as well as my DSLR. I was trying to get some footage of the deer, and wasn't as focused on the deer itself. So it's probably a 4-point. And he ended up crossing the stream and kind of heading up towards the area where those does earlier had traveled to. And then towards, I'm going to say 7:15 or so, a doe and a fawn crossed in the same spot, and they came kind of from my direct right, at a right angle to me, came down to the hedgerow and then crossed right over. And what they're doing is there's a place, it's not really woods, but it's a wider hedgerow that they're traveling to, probably like 200 yards to my left, and they're going that direction, really, I guess, starting their evening routine. And then at probably 7:40 or so, I heard this really weird thing. I've never heard a fawn snort before, and it wasn't because of me. The deer was probably like 80 yards out, but it was really wild hearing it because it was a really high-pitched snort. And I didn't even realize it was a deer, or put it together that it would be, until I saw the fawn. And I never saw another deer, but I'm assuming a mother was nearby. And it was just interesting to hear that higher pitch kind of snort. It's a noise I've never heard of before. It almost sounded like a dog, like a small dog yelp or something. But anyway, it was good just to get out there. You know, geese getting up more towards sunset. I didn't see anything else. Normally I see like fox and whatnot, but really no other wildlife to talk about. Hopefully going to have an opportunity to get out and do some more hunting this season. You know, revolving around work, it's often hard to have the time to do it, and it's not close by for me either, so it's a bit of a drive, so it makes for a long day. But if I'm not having to work Saturdays, hopefully we'll be able to scoot out after work one day, or you know, Saturdays. The hunting up there is mostly along the pastures like I'm describing, and there are fields that they plant corn and soybeans in. They rotate back and forth, and it's all hedgerow hunting. So the hunting up there is unique in the sense that the deer are not held there for any reason. They will bed down in some of the wider hedgerow areas, and they will feed in the fields, like after a brush hogging of the cornfield, or even after the initial harvest of the corn. That's all cattle corn up there, so the planting time and when they harvest and what they deem, you know, the corn being mature is, it's all a little bit different. A lot of times they'll leave it up to the point where it's pretty much dry on the cob, and then they'll harvest it. I don't know exactly why they do that, other than maybe just timing, or if the fields are wet, you know, they're not really worried about. It's not sweet corn, so they're not trying to hit market or anything at any specific time. But when they harvest it, a good amount of the loose corn hits the ground, so deer will feed there. But I mean, they're not feeding there until after legal shooting time. So the hunting up there is pretty unique in that sense for deer. I do a fair bit of goose hunting up there from a pit. Same kind of thing with the geese. It's really flyover hunting. They're feeding all over in fields, and usually they have water on the brain, and they're trying to get to ponds nearby. So getting them to come in there can be challenging, and they're certainly not really in there naturally unless there's corn on the ground for some reason. But hopefully I'll be able to get out there some more this season. I haven't had the time to scout public land. I've only ever done that one other season, I think. I applied for my permit and was accepted and whatnot, and maybe later bow season I'll go public land if I have time to scout. And with that, I mean, I could go anytime really and hunt the ground, but I would like to do some scouting and you know, pick out some trees that would be good candidates for a climbing stand. The other aspect of that is it's difficult. You know, I get off work, and if I went right there, often that early people are already there, and what they do is they have different parking areas, and they have sign-up sheets. Once the sign-up sheet is full, which might be 4 or 5 people per area, that's it. It's maxed out. Now, then you would have to drive to the next designated parking area, which might be 5-10 minutes away. The issue is you have to have multiple locations actually where you would put a deer stand picked out per kind of hunting region. So it's a lot more difficult than just walking in the woods looking for some sign, finding some good trees. They frown upon branch trimming, minimal, you know. So you really have to have quite a bit of time put in ahead of time if you want to be proficient. That doesn't mean you can't have success just kind of winging it. But the other thing is getting in there and putting your time in and getting a feel for how people are hunting the areas. A lot of times it's the same people, but also, you know, it could be anybody, any day, any time of day, all kinds of different hunting habits. It's complicated. It's certainly half the distance from my house. The other complication with that is a lot of the customer sites I work on, you can't have any weapons on the premises, and even a bow, even a knife qualifies. So that definitely complicates it. You know, for me to get off of work and go home and, you know, get my gear and then drive all the way back up the road, this early in the season when the sun's setting late still is still a stretch. Later on in the season, it's pretty much impossible. It wouldn't be worth it. It'd be insane. And getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't leave a whole lot of room for once you harvest an animal, gutting it, checking it in. You know, I mean, you can butcher it yourself, obviously, but if you're going to take it somewhere to butcher it, check it in, drive it to a butcher all on a work night is difficult, and then repeat, you know, the day for the following morning. So I'll have to feel out. I'd like to go where I was on Saturday a few more times. If I have early success in the season, I'll be satisfied with that, and then I'll just do away with the public land, and I'll probably be satisfied deer hunting until muzzleloader or shotgun, and then I will probably just focus on geese, and I would like to do some sea duck hunting. Last year didn't have a boat for that. This year I have access to a boat, so would like to do that. That's a lot of fun. I've only done that one other time, but I'd like to get out there and have that opportunity again. So anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to do some vlogging of hunting trips, maybe even as fishing trips too, but let me know what you guys think. You know, it's kind of neat to create like a diary or a log for yourself, even for your hunts, and you know, it's neat just to look back on. So I figured this season, why not go ahead and just do some vlog type videos. Hopefully the next one I'll have some more details about the hunt. This is just kind of like a quick overview. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about. And also this season, I'm trying to video and photo some of the game as well. So any game where I'm not going to be pursuing, you know, a shot, I'm going to be shooting in a different manner and trying to capture that. I think that's enjoyable. I love being just out in nature in general, so to try to capture some of that will be a lot of fun. I also affixed a GoPro to my bow for the first time ever, you know, on Saturday, and it seems like it'll capture some decent footage like that. You know, the perspective is the challenge, right? Yeah, even if you turn off widescreen, are you going to be able to see up close what I'm aiming at? It is bow hunting, so most of your shots are up close, but I'll have to see what that looks like. I'm pretty excited in general to get out there and do some hunting, but also explore some filming and different photo opportunities while hunting as well. So I hope you guys like this video. I have a lot more videos coming up. I have just tons and tons of ideas, and I'm trying to take advantage of drive time coming home from work. Usually going to work, it's pitch black, so that doesn't make for good filming. I have thought about running an interior light, but that's it's pretty distracting for me to do that, and I don't know how good of a video that would make for, but I might experiment with that too. So if you guys don't mind the in the car vlog type videos, I'll keep making them, and I'm trying to iron out a camera setup. Yesterday I tried to shoot this video and I had a camera overheat. Today I went to the extent where I put the camera in a bag in my lunchbox to try to keep it cool. It was hot just sitting in the truck, and then filming. I mean, it was hot, so it shut down after about 8 minutes or something, and I lost the footage. So I'm experimenting with some different things and some redundancy. The mount today is the same as yesterday, with a couple changes. It looks like it's maybe vibrating a little bit more than I'd like. Hopefully the audio and the video has been acceptable. I'm trying to iron out a better setup if this proves to not be, you know, sufficient. I know this is a vlog while driving, but I still don't want it to look poor. No one wants to watch a video like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I will be making more of this style video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do, and turn on those notifications. It really helps me out, and the subscription really helps me out to see, how my audience is engaging, and it also helps these videos appear more regularly and easily, and it makes my content more relevant to you guys. So the more you guys help out with that, the better we can become as a channel. So I appreciate everything from you guys and your support, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And do me a favor, if you've been out there already this season, white-tailed deer, put it in the comments below, and kind of tell me how your season's going so far. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.